Do you ever wish someone would draw you a map and give you the directions to the career of your dreams? If so, consider this podcast your GPS to a career where you feel strong, fulfilled, and passionate about your work, day in and day out. On this show, I'm sharing the tools to help you advocate for your strengths, discover your passions, and learn from folks who transform their careers for the better. My name is Joyel Crawford, your fairy god mentor. And with 18 years of experience in HR at a Fortune 50 company and 20 years of coaching and mentoring top leaders, I am thrilled to be your guide on this career journey. Let's get started. Welcome back to Career View Mirror, where we look back on other people's past so others can pave the future. We're going to take a closer look and deep dive into workplaces and spaces and learn to lead with resiliency, empathy, and strength. As you know, today I'm your host, as always, your fairy god mentor, Joyel Crawford. And I'm going to touch on a topic that might be impacting leaders right now and help them navigate the teams that they're leading. And our topic today was inspired by a recent column that I contributed and wrote for Black Enterprise. And it was a heartfelt question from a manager who's been dealing with layoffs and helping her team to navigate through this experience and leading them through burnout. Now, the question came from a manager who's been in leadership for over 10 years, and she's been faced with numerous layoffs this year. And like so many of us, she's witnessing the toll that it's taking on her staff. They're showing clear signs of burnout. Their productivity is dropping, their absenteeism was rising, and it's really clear that it's taking an emotional toll on her people. So if you're tuning in, this might sound a little familiar, and you might notice this stress in yourself or your teams. And I'm going to share some strategies for leading your teams through this with empathy and supporting their needs during these challenging times. So let's start with acknowledging the hard truth. Layoffs don't just impact those who've lost their jobs. They also affect those that are left behind. And for these employees who stay, there's definitely some survivor's guilt. There's increased workloads, and the stress is unpredictable because they don't know where their futures are going. The burnout is real, and you could be experiencing it, and they could be experiencing it. It's not going to go away out on its own. So as a leader, the way you show up for your team right now is going to have a huge lasting impact. And I don't want to make you paranoid, but you are under the leadership microscope. Your team is watching you closely about how you respond. How well are you showing up to address these matters? This is where the real leadership begins. I don't want to make you paranoid, but they are watching you. And this is really important for you to show up. Now, identifying burnout isn't always easy. It can show up in subtle ways. At first, you might notice that there's a decrease in productivity or an uptick in absenteeism. Perhaps there's a rise in sick days or a drop in engagement. Maybe employees are withdrawing, or they're short or standoffish or irritable. These are all signs, but sometimes we're so busy on our day-to-day that we don't see the problem that's coming in front of us. So my first piece of advice is simple but powerful. Pay attention. Take the time to genuinely ask your employees how they're doing. And here's something earth-shatteringly important. When you ask them how they're doing, listen. Just listen. Turn off the phone. If you are in the office, on the off chance that you're still not, totally remote, if you're in the office, turn your chair around and look at them. Stop what you're doing. Close your laptop. Turn your phone on silent. It's not just about checking the box. Oh, well, I asked them how they're doing today, so they must be fine. No, stop and listen. It's about creating a safe space where they feel heard and supported. When they know that they can come to you with their concerns, they're going to be more likely to be open to you. And that's where the real trust begins to grow. You know what? It takes years and months to build trust and seconds to break it. So listen, take time and listen. Now, this next tip is one that I often have to remind myself of as well, and that's walking the talk. If we want our team members to take time off and genuinely recharge, then we need to model it ourselves. So when you are on vacation, be on vacation. Resist the urge to check your emails or answer your work calls. Put that out of office on. Make sure you have a point of contact assigned. Make sure that that out of office is on your email ASAP. Don't make sure you have to break back into your work email while you're on the plane or at the airport. Do it ahead of time. And your team needs to see that you value your time off and that it's okay to disconnect. Remember, leadership microscope, I'm not trying to make you paranoid, but they're watching your every move. I remember a time when I used to get emails from somebody on my staff who they were supposed to be technically on vacation. So I started responding with a little humorous thing out of my own out of office reply. And I would say, this inbox is no longer taking emails from somebody who's supposed to be on vacation. Enjoy your time off. We'll talk about it when you get back. It was a real lighthearted way of saying, it's okay. We're good. Take your rest. So again, walk the talk. Now, another way to help your team cope with added pressures of layoffs is by exploring flexible work arrangements. If possible, come up with some creative solutions that honor both productivity and their personal needs. Maybe there's ways to create a staggered schedule, or perhaps is there somebody else on the team that's super, super hungry to grow and develop? Maybe we could redistribute the workloads in a way that feels fair and manageable. There's always somebody looking to develop. Perhaps there's a way to delegate that so that people can grow and glow up in these times, these hard and difficult times. Now, these adjustments will show your team that you care about their work-life flow and you're willing to support it. And don't forget to remind your team about their time off. Encourage them to take their time off. In a world that thrives off of this hustle culture that we're living in, it's easy for people to feel like they can't step away, like it's a badge of courage that they have they've never taken a vacation day. But we want them to come back restful and recharged. So it's important to remind them to take time off. Don't turn them into vacation squirrels, just hoarding their time off. Finally, I want to emphasize this. Don't give up. The process of supporting a team through stress and burnout isn't always straightforward, and it might feel like an uphill battle at times, but consistently showing up with this empathy by listening, by modeling good behavior, by coming up with creative solutions, taking the time off is going to show that you're creating an environment where people feel safe and feel valued. And I want to tell you, you've got this. The fact that you're showing up, you're asking questions, working to make a difference speaks volumes, leaders. Being a leader isn't always easy. The road isn't always smooth. But when it gets sticky, it shows that you have resilience and that you can learn from what you've gotten through and bounce forward, not bounce back. I want to thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Career View Mirror. And if this topic resonated with you, or if you have any thoughts, questions, comments, or emotional outbursts, remember, I'm your fairy god mentor. I'm here to help you. So reach out, send me a note, write it in the comments. And if you liked it, share it with other people. Please, I'm here to help you build a career that not only fires you up, but lights you up as well. Take care, be well, and remember, you got this. Thank you so much for listening to Career View Mirror. If you got value from this episode, please consider leaving a rating and review for the show on Apple Podcasts or head on over to Spotify and click 5 stars for our show. We also have a YouTube channel with video versions of our episodes, so subscribe over there for more content. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next episode.